My name is Randy Westgate. I am the Director of Mediation at Judicare Legal Aid, which is the legal services provider in northern Wisconsin. Basically, my goal was to emphasize that young lawyers should continue, as they learned in law school, to act like attorneys. However, I wanted to impart to them that if they can also adopt the rules of thinking like a mediator, it will expand the options that they have available to them that they can offer their clients. Well, as law students and as young lawyers, we're taught that, we should be advocates for our clients. And in that case, you're going to go before a court and you're going to present your case and you're going to get a verdict some way or the other. My message to them was the ability to be able to understand what mediators do and how they can expand the world of options that are open to the parties to be able to resolve a dispute. As a young lawyer, you want to go in and guns blazing, and unfortunately that doesn't necessarily have the best outcomes. And a mediation gives people the opportunity to understand what their goals are and what can be a successful resolution. And in addition, there's a lot of subjectivity to mediated agreements. Mediated agreements, people have different values to it, subjective values to what's important to them versus what's important to the other side. And sometimes it's easy to craft a solution that solves both of their problems. And in fact, there's been a lot of economic analysis that says you can increase the size of the pie from 100% to 148%. So you've got a lot of options to be able to meet the needs of your client and at the same time resolve the case. Basically, when a young lawyer walks in the room and they are an advocate, if they can shift their emphasis to understand what their client's needs and their wants are, your job as a lawyer is to get the best outcome that you can possibly get for your client. Sometimes you have a good case, sometimes you have a bad case. But mediation always offers alternatives that benefit one side and it's easy to give up on the other side. If you're a landlord, you're suing for eviction, but to the tenant, the eviction on their record is the huge impediment to them. And if you can work out an agreement that they either move out or pay and stay or some resolution to that, it works out a lot better because it's a freebie for the landlord to not to have the eviction on the record, and it's critical to the tenant not to have an eviction on the record, and they say search for secure housing. I trained in Winnebago County. I was not a practicing attorney. I practiced for 2 years. Then I ended up running a business that my father had when he died. So I did that for about 25 years and decided I wanted to get back into the practice of law. And so I trained in Winnebago County, and then I took it back to Marathon County and said we should be doing that here. So I started a mediation program in Marathon County, and now Judicare Legal Aid, we're offering it. We're in 7 counties in northern Wisconsin, we're the official mediation service, a free mediation service available to the judges. And so we started to do that, and now we're hoping to serve, the 33 counties in northern Wisconsin. One of the main things is how to handle their client. They may have, as a lawyer, they have expectations and they have realities that they have to deal with that their client may not appreciate. So oftentimes a young attorney can use a mediator to deliver the bad news to their client and also help them understand without creating a problem between the client and the attorney. So the mediator can be a facilitator to help present their case in a way that both parties agree on, and then they can take that to the other side. I think mediation is going to become much more a vital part of the court system. I mean, every large case is under a mediation order, and now it's becoming family cases, small claims, and other types of litigation that are going to just, mediation has become a requirement of that. So mediation is not as well taught in law school as it could be. So I think it's important because it's become an integral part of the entire system. They need to know how to be able to mediate cases and use mediation in their mediator to help them get the best outcome that they can for their client. I guess the final message I would say is look beyond what the law can provide you. Your job as an attorney is to help your client through a difficult situation and to solve a legal matter in a way that achieves the goals that they want to do. To do that, you have to understand more about it, more than the law. You have to understand the emotions involved. You have to understand how people are affected by it. And mediation really gives you the ability to be able to understand a case from a very different perspective, but one that's going to rule the case anyways. And people are, whether they decide whether they win or not. So winning is different in mediation. Winning is expanding the pie to achieve more, when even if you have a lousy case, you can achieve important things for your client.